Okay, so in this video, we're going to be doing a couple viewer requests. I got a lot of comments for team suggestions over the last couple of videos, but I was working on doing the All Fights compilation, which lower view count overall, but higher watch time. It's one of the longer videos, and I'm aware, yeah, 54 minutes is ridiculous, but hey, look, I wasn't the one who decided to make all the fights, like, I had to put 25 fights in one solo raid. I don't know, it feels a bit excessive to me, but, yeah, so, first up here, we've got my boy Orm with Gemstone, but instead of using the special 3 to nuke the opponent in big instances of damage, we're going to be spamming the special 2, and it's going to act a little bit more like dot values. I forget the name of the commenter who suggested this, but their rationale was basically, using the special 2 is basically gonna make Orm usable for, like the actual bosses, not sub-bosses, who have damage caps. Because Orm gets countered pretty heavily by damage caps, especially when his special 3 is doing like 800 mil per special. But the damage cap makes it so it's only doing 2.5% of the opponent's health, so it caps out at like 50 mil or something. But here you can see I'm just spamming the dot values, and it's actually doing noticeable damage, about 40 ticks, 40 million there per tick. It looks like 40 to 37 million per every electrify stack that is blown up. I'm not actually sure what the perfect gameplay loop is, because I want to keep up the electrify and also the Trident of Atlantis, but I also want to keep up the Gemstone, because ideally I wouldn't want to spam too many specials, because I actually wouldn't need to reset the effects of the Trident of Atlantis and the electrify, but I do need to do a decent amount of specials to keep up Gemstone. But yeah, it is less damage than the what's it called? The special 3 spam, and it took a bit longer. It took me 1:20 here. Usually it takes me around a minute with the standard special 3. But, I mean, still super effective. It might also be a little bit more consistent, because the dot values, I think, across their spread have a higher chance of critting and just being more consistent. The problem with Orm special is you have a pretty high chance to crit with 75, but if you miss a couple crits in a row, it can be very annoying and maybe cost you a decent amount of time. I mean, Gemstone Orm is so strong, especially with some star rating. It really doesn't matter. But if you were really trying to speedrun things or something of that nature, or we're on a time crunch, it might matter there. So for our second fight, we've got the Flawed Justice team, but we got Puppet Black Adam. I was looking at my choices, and I went, well, I don't really want to fight Starfire, so I bullied her with Orm. I don't want to fight Scarecrow, because he's got crit resistance, and I was like, alright, between Reverse Flash and Wonder Woman, who am I more confident combo interrupting? And for some reason, I thought Reverse Flash was easier. Yeah, terrible move on my part. But I'm just like, come on, I can try to combo interrupt her, and I can do it once, but I can't do it consistently. The smarter move, looking at it in hindsight, would have definitely been to activate Puppet and just blind Reverse Flash and not have to worry about combo interrupting. And I didn't realize that until after the fight, because, it's Black Adam. I'm used to being able to combo interrupt all the time. Of course, there, I try to hit him before he can go into the special animation, but, what do you expect? The AI always has priority. Spam Puppet, a couple special 3s, keep up Puppet, do the super move Peacemaker. Hawkman is just here to help Peacemaker snack quicker. With Gemstone, I do so much damage. Hawkman is not really necessary, but here I have a little bit less damage, so yeah, the damage is definitely noticeable, but I'm trying to swap between doing a couple special 3s and also doing a little bit of what's it called? I'm blanking. I'm sorry. I'm in a rush to record this video and then go do some stuff. Oh, I was trying to keep up the 40 hits of combo and not just spamming Puppet. I don't know if that's the right move. I don't know if it's better not to try to keep up combo, or if I should keep up combo, or if I should just stick to spamming Puppet. I also tagged in Peacemaker a little early because I'm used to trying to tag him in before the Peace Shields expired, because Gemstone's going to expire way quicker. Also have some Thai tea. It's currently Saturday. I gotta go back tomorrow. And then I got a week of class. I got one more week of classes. I got finals week, and I got 2 papers to do and a bunch of studying to do, and oh, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm so ready for the semester to be over. So yeah, I'm just juggling him a little bit and special super move and keep hitting him. My Black Adam is 7 stars. He's not ascended. I don't really want to go out of my way to open the shard chest to try and ascend him because I just don't like it. And this is a one-off thing. The majority of the time I'm using Black Adam for percentage health damage, or just using Twin Blade on him and Gemstone on Peacemaker. So I'm not spending thousands of gems for, oh, you know, let me ascend Black Adam so that I could maybe try to spam Puppet with him. Look, realistically speaking, I need 450 shards of him. I'd rather trade, or I'd rather just try to get him from the Ancient Judgment drops, because I'm not really in a rush for him. Overall, pretty solid performance. It's a lot more damage than I was expecting. If I had played a little bit better, if I could have combo interrupted the boss, if I realized that I couldn't combo interrupt and just activated Puppet instantly instead, and maybe if I hadn't gone for trying to combo build, but just spam specials and try to get a higher frequency of incoming damage. I also don't know if, even with Puppet, Hawkman is the move, because it might be better just to have Martian Manhunter on the team, in the same way I have when I run Gemstone, but with Martian Manhunter and Gemstone, he's there to literally just extend the duration of Gemstone. Maybe I could try Martian Manhunter with Puppet to extend the Black Adam Puppet duration, maybe get a couple more incoming damage or damage against target or whatever the effect is officially recognized as. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that performance overall. It went a lot better than I was expecting. I got pretty close. Yeah, 7 stars Zatanna here. I'm gonna try and use the Justice League Dark Team. My Constantine's only 4 stars. But I went, oh, you know, my Zatanna is maxed out. She's guaranteed to power steal, and I'll be able to stack the damage buff super quickly. I should be able to do the percentage health also pretty easily. I'm not going to have Puppet because I need Gemstone. I don't really think Justice League Dark can run without Gemstone. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but from everything I've seen, it feels like it's a necessity. So I super move with Constantine and I apply the burn. Get a free special there, and just start trying to stack the Gemstone and the Zatanna stuff. Another free special, that's quite nice. Yeah, and with Zatanna being maxed out at 7 stars for her passive, it's, I think, 30% health damage, and it can be done in like 6 specials. 5 specials. 5 or 6, I think. Because I'm pretty sure it's current health reduction, not of max health. I think there's only one character in the game that does of max health, and that's Superman, DC Universe Superman, who is in the store, and guess what? He's not on sale. What a surprise! It's almost like someone knew he wasn't going to be on sale because they know how NetherRealm works. That was me. Yeah, but don't expect DC Universe Superman to be on sale until like next year's Superman Celebration Anniversary. Anniversary Celebration. We might be seeing Killer Frost on sale for the winter sale. From what I'm seeing, it seems like NetherRealm doesn't really tend to put newer characters on sale until they've been out for a year. And Killer Frost is reaching that 1-year mark. I love Frost. I got her, like, almost immediately after the update dropped. And I got her gears in the gear chest, too. I didn't know she didn't need them. Like, she had just come out, so... it wasn't really known that she was a support character at that point, I don't think. Either that, I think it might have been known, I just wasn't really, like, reading into all this stuff. So here, I'm trying to keep up the, do all the percentage health damage from the rest of the teammates. But I also lost Gemstone at some point. Now, the bigger problem is, if you're running Zatanna, and you stack the Zatanna debuffs, if you lose Gemstone at any point in the fight, it's basically over for you. because you can't really see how long you got left with Gemstone, which I've always thought is kind of dumb. Like, come on, we got so much empty space on the screen, you really can't tell me, like, another effect. You can't tell me the most important effect. And, yeah, so I tag in Constantine, and you can see we do some really big damage there temporarily, but I think I was too late with reapplying Gemstone, because, again, I can't see it, and I kind of figure that with how little damage I'm doing. I'm just like, I missed it. I had to have missed it. And I want to get one more tag in for Constantine, but I just don't think that's going to be possible, so I throw in a special 3, because why not? So yeah, I definitely think a one-shot with the Justice League Dark Team is possible. My Gemstone is level 9, so maybe a higher level Gemstone. My Twin Blade is level 9, maybe a higher level Twin Blade. A higher level Constantine, like at 5 stars, would have almost definitely sealed the deal. Along with better gameplay. So, one of my commenters suggested that I do no Gears Orm with Gemstone. That's not possible. He is useless without at least, like, a few gears. Because here's the thing, right? You're usually going to be using this team. You're going to be using Grodd and Classic Flash for more hits, and the damage buff, you're going to be using Grodd for power generation. Without any method of generating, like, without any lethal chance, you can't generate power. And my Orm is built so he's got some resistances, he's got some attack, he's got a couple crit, he's got like a crit chance roll. So for me to actually have a no Gears Orm and actually use him, I would have to put lethal on the talents. I'm not going through all of that, alright? I'm not going to switch my talents to lethal just for entertainment purposes. Not with how bad the talent system is, alright? So what you're getting instead is you're getting one piece of gear. I tried to choose, like, the one that would have the least effect on the gameplay. So I have my helmet piece, which is going to give me extra crit chance, I think? No, it's going to give me extra defense, and my other bonuses are health and attack. So I didn't want any crit chance to modify things. I didn't want any crit damage to modify things. I just have a epic lethal chance and health and attack. And so, yeah, this is what we're working with. The power generation, sometimes I go through a string where I'm pretty lucky and everything goes well and I can power generate just fine. Other times I feel like I'm pretty unlucky, and as far as I'm aware, I do not believe Blue Beetle has lethal resistance, though I could be wrong about that. I don't think I am from the notes I have. But, yeah, so you can see I'm trying to do a lot more hits than I usually would. You know me. Usually I would build 40 combo and then just do the special 3. But here, because I can't generate power as easily, I'm trying to make sure I have enough power so I don't lose the buff by the time I actually have to throw out the special. And look at that! Look at that! So many hits in a row. With the Classic Flash fast attack chance. Nothing. Nothing. Look at this. 5 fast attack hits. And look at this. This is awful. And I have to do multiple specials just to not lose Gemstone. What is that power generation, my guy? And I don't know, man. I really don't like chance stats. But this game is basically all chance. Everything down to unlocking characters to actual gameplay. It's all chance. And I don't know what happens here, because at the very end, I just started struggling with power generation. 5 fast attack hits. 5 of the damn things. Actually, no. Well, 3, realistically. Because it's 2 plus 2 hits on combo. Yeah. My point being, yeah, I just got really unlucky with the power generation and the lethals at the very end. So, I'm not able to throw out that final special. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate, but yeah, no, it's just not possible. Like, that commenter who's like, hey, can you play Orm with at 3 stars with no gems, with Gemstone, excuse me, and no gears? My Orm is 7 stars with Gemstone and, like, 1 gear. And he still can't get the job done. I think that would have probably been possible if I had higher passive stats. I had Dark Metal cards on Classic Flash because I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just have to swap them in and out because I can't crit. But the problem is I was just worried and struggling too much with power generation to even consider tagging him in. And I threw Dark Metal cards on him instead of another passive stat artifact, because I have a level 10 passive stat artifact, then I think I have like a level 2, which just isn't gonna be too much of a difference. And I went, oh, you know, Dark Metal cards for a little bit of crit chance, if I can get the gameplay cycle going well, is probably gonna be more beneficial. And of course I can't get the gameplay cycle going. But anyway, we got Grid and Batman Ninja Batman. So Batman Ninja Batman's got Twin Blade, and one of my commenters suggested that I use Gemstone, Ruler of Kondak Black Adam with Twin Blade Batman Ninja Batman, and Robin's got to be here because that's how the Batman Ninja characters get their lethal damage. So the nice thing about Black Adam is he's pretty easy to combo interrupt with. Grid is one of the harder characters to combo interrupt with. But he also is cloaked, so he's got some crit resistance on him. And I went, alright, I'll just try to punch through the crit resistance. And, you know, I also have Batman Ninja Robin, so I've got some lethal damage. So if I can't crit, at least I can probably lethal and still get the job done. So here I get into the gameplay cycle. I don't immediately try to stack all 5 gemstone stacks. I go for 4 gemstone stacks. I throw down the unhittable hazard, which is a really nice thing, because Batman Ninja Batman, because of his tech class passive and being ascended, can power steal. I think Ruler of Kondak Black Adam power steals a little bit when he tags in, so I'll be able to consistently reset the unhittable hazard and do a decent amount of damage there. I mess up a little bit. I was too slow on resetting Gemstone, and I missed it by a little bit, which is really annoying, because the way that Gemstone works, it resets when your special animation is finished, not when you have activated the special, so sometimes the animation just runs a little bit too long, and it is a little bit too late for the Gemstone stacks. But yeah, getting into the gameplay loop now. He's in the corner. I'm power stealing very consistently, so he's not going to get a chance to super move. I'm doing definitely enough damage. 4 gemstone stacks here, so I have a little bit longer of a duration. And I'm able to get the last gemstone special off and start hitting him. I think he is crit resisting here. I don't seem to hit a crit. Sometimes I can punch through and get lucky because it's crit resistance, not immunity, and when I do, you can see the damage is much higher, but even so, it's still enough to wipe out Grid here. 23 seconds left on a boss that is kind of on the harder end of combo interrupt. I couldn't combo interrupt him, and he was crit resistance, and we still were able to get through it. Very strong team. It's a lot stronger than I was expecting. A lot more fun than I was expecting, too. Twin Blade Batman Ninja Batman is one of my favorite things. Usually I use Catwoman, but the nice thing about Black Adam is he's very easy to combo interrupt with. He can throw down the unhittable for bosses that are hard to combo interrupt, and he also gives you a little bit of extra percentage health damage, which is a nice bonus. So, here I got a little bored. So I went, alright, we're going to use, what is his name? What is bro's name again? I forgot. Oh, Mr. Freeze. So I'm going to use Mr. Freeze and Puppet and Raiden. I have some teammates who have Beta Club, and they were talking about Beta Club Mr. Freeze a while back with Raiden and just how ridiculous that is. And I'm like, that sounds fun. I'm not really too interested in going out of my way to get Beta Club. I don't really need it. So I went, alright, I'm going to try and make Mr. Freeze work, though, because I really do like Mr. Freeze, but he's such a cleanup character. I don't know, maybe I could try him with Killer Frost and Raiden. But yeah, Martian Manhunter is here to extend the duration of negative effects, so I can spam Puppet more. And Raven is here for the darkness. The annoying thing about Deadshot is he's got the special 1 disabled, so Raven can't power steal, which is kind of sad. I think if she could power steal, it might speed up things a little bit. Another big mistake I make is not activating darkness before doing the puppet stacks, simply for the fact that, again, you're limited to only seeing 4 effects on the screen at once. I don't know why that is when there's so much empty space beneath the boss. Yeah, I just really hope they fix the like HUD, because some of it's just really annoying, and I can't tell how much time I have left on Darkness. I have way more time than usual because of Martian Manhunter and him being maxed out and giving me a 50% extension on negative effect duration, but I still can't see, so I'm still guessing, and yeah. It's definitely a decent amount of damage. When I crit and when the opponent's frozen, you can definitely see pretty nice values, 23 mil almost. And you can see that, like, it moves in chunks, but it's a lot of setup with Mr. Freeze, because you gotta stack the stuff, and you gotta stack the darkness, and you gotta stack all of the Mr. Freeze damage buff, and stuff like that can happen as well. It's a little annoying. I lost a decent amount of damage because he blocked, because there's a little bit of an input delay. Also, I feel like Deadshot just has a higher tendency to block spam than the majority of other characters. Reminds me of Injustice 1 Mobile when they added Suicide Squad Deadshot to the game, and I don't know what it was, but that guy absolutely loved block spamming. But yeah, at peak performance here, we're doing a decent amount of damage. I think that this team would be fine one-shotting if I had max passive stats. Again, I only have one maxed out passive stat artifact, and I have a 5-star Mr. Freeze. So a lot of things could be improved here. If I had a higher star rating Mr. Freeze, and had him class ascended, and had access to the extra crit damage and some power stealing, if I could activate my special, use my special 1 to power steal and get going faster, if I, didn't have to waste a little bit of time on the awkward tag-in, if I had a little bit higher passive stats, but, it is what it is. Alright, Scarecrow is annoying, and I wasted a bunch of fights on him once, and I don't like him, so he's getting the Scorpion treatment. I'm getting Scorpion, Gemstone, Raiden. What is Raiden here to do again? He's here to power steal. I don't know what artifact did I put on him. I'll find out. Twin Blade. So Classic Wonder Woman is here for a little bit of extra crit damage, and she's here to hold passive stats. Scorpion is here with Gemstone to bully Scarecrow, and Raiden is here because Twin Blade and Gemstone incoming damage have really strong synergy, so I have put all of my resources into bullying this man, because I am a generational hater, and I despise him, and he's annoying, and he's cringe. So, actually, no, this is what he gets for ruining my speed run, bro. All he had to do was not have a busted AI that made it so he could block when he really shouldn't be allowed to. That's all you had to do. All you had to do was be reasonable and sensible, but no, you had to be cringe. So, this is what you get. Dude, Gemstone Scorpion is so strong, I literally have trouble stacking all of the stuff. That's how strong. Look at this. I know Sigvald was like, oh, they made Scorpion Beta Club. And I went, eh. But now I actually understand. No, this is ridiculous. These are Beta Club numbers. I would be interested in seeing how strong Beta Club Scorpion is. That's definitely interesting. I don't know, maybe one day I'll get Beta Club. We'll do, like, Gemstone Scorpion plus Beta Club Raiden. I don't know, if someone out there has access to that, try it, I guess. 145 million dot values, though. Pretty nice. Pretty fun. What's the last fight here? I've got a couple cleanup fights at the end, but I don't know which one is the last full fight. So we've got DC Universe Superman here, which, yeah, no, this is the last full fight. I just checked the thing. I'm just going to bully him, alright? We're going to bully Joker. He's cringe. He's annoying. DC Universe Superman can bypass crit immunity. I think he can bypass lethal. It's weird. He can do the damage for a lethal hit, but he can't power generate against a crit immune boss, because the boss is lethal immune. And Grodd doesn't bypass that. It's a weird thing. But anyway, Twin Blade to cut through the barrier. DC Universe Superman has the ability to bypass crit immunity. So, yeah. I also used Grodd already, so I went, we'll go Superman for the damage dealer. I guess we'll throw Killer Frost on, because she was like the last character I had. Well, no, this was my last fight, and I still had her available, so I went, alright. And we got Peacemaker. And I went, I don't know, a little bit of power generation on hits, I guess. I couldn't really think of anything else. Usually I would like use Grodd for power generation, or just use a classic or a Flash character. But I used both Classic Flash and Justice League Flash, and used Classic Wonder Woman and Girl of Steel. What didn't feel necessary, and probably would have gotten in the way with the whole barrier thing. So I went Peacemaker, just give me a little bit of power generation, and I'll be on my merry way. Also, I played today's fights because all of these fights were from yesterday and the day before, I think. But yeah, so it turns out for some reason it doesn't seem like Peacemaker's power generation works when Classic Flash's buff is like active. I don't know why that's the case. That's what it seems like. I have to check the footage again. You will probably see that in a later video, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. We can analyze it together and actually see for ourselves. But yeah, my DC Universe Superman is weaker than most other people's, just simply for the fact that he's lacking a decent amount of passive stats comparatively. So he is 4 stars. DC Universe Superman is in the store. Definitely unlock him. I would definitely suggest that. I don't think he's going to be on sale for a decent while, so I don't think it's worth waiting for him to go on sale. But he is easily the best character in the game right now. I would say for solo raids, Puppet Beast Boy might still be stronger, but DC Universe Superman is great in every game mode, and he's great to have, and he's got infinite percentage health damage, so there's that, which can basically just help you steamroll solo raids. If you have DC Universe Superman and Killer Frost, you could probably complete every single normal solo raid, like solo raid normal, because you only need one team for normal, you need multiple for heroic. But Killer Frost to freeze the enemy, DC Universe Superman, infinite percentage health damage, and you can make him unhittable, even in the cases where the bosses aren't, are freeze immune. So yeah, Justice League Cyborg. Currently in the invasion season. I don't know what it is. A lot of people were saying that his invasion rate seems a lot lower. I can't say that I agree or disagree. I'm not 100% sure. From what I've seen, though, I feel like if there is an invasion, I think there's almost 100% chance that the first fight you play that day is invaded. It's very, like, common for me. I did have to play, like, 20-something fights to actually get him invaded. But I've had to do that for some other characters, too. Because sometimes it's literally within the first 3 to 5 fights. Other times it takes a couple. So now we just got some cleanup fights. I went, alright, Predator, Batman, Justice League Cyborg, Justice League Flash. Harley is probably not needed here. I was like, oh, I'll save Harley for something else. I ended up not using her. But at the same time, I think if I used Harley, the fight would already be over because of the stun damage increase. So Predator Batman's going to help me stack Gemstone. Flash is here for a bonus fast attack. And Justice League Cyborg got Twin Blade on him. And you can see some decent Twin Blade values. The Tech class passive is probably the most fun. Some would argue it's the best. I definitely think Lethal is still better just because of how ridiculous it is. And then I think it's a toss-up between Tech and Agility. Tech is useful for everyone because everyone benefits from crit damage, but fast attack damage is weird because someone like Last Laugh the Joker might benefit from it, but Lord Joker, who is kind of just puppet spam, wouldn't. But Heartbreaker Harley and like classic Wonder Woman and classic Batman and Batman Ninja, Catwoman, and Robin, who have the true damage fast attack thing, not all that useful in solo raids. One of some of the most annoying characters to fight in the entire game because true damage just goes through everything and there's really nothing you can do about it. So yeah, true damage is probably my least favorite to fight. Lethal is up there as well, but it's also fun to use. And Tech is probably the most fun, but one of the ones I struggle less against, like in terms of fighting. I think my least favorite character to fight in the entire game is Crystal Batman Ninja Batman. Nightmare Batman, excuse me, I'm sorry. LexoCorp Warsuit Multiverse Armored Supergirl is up there too, because 150% health, along with the Armor Pierce immunity from the Multiverse team. And on top of that, Armor Pierce on specials, even if you block them. And then Multiverse Supergirl can just do the thing where she literally just rinses you, because her, like, Heat Vision is a range special that cuts through defense. And so inherently what she can do is just kill you, reactivate unhittable, have enough power to do another special, and just wipe you out. So, yeah, here's the last fight. I was like, alright, we're doing Puppet Spam Multiverse Armored Supergirl. Been a while. Even though I think I used this, like, no, I used this today, and then I used it yesterday and today, too, is what I meant to say. But it's been a while before that. Yeah, hey, can we buff the Multiverse team? Okay, revolutionary idea. I think we just make the Green Arrow dot values, like, stack on top of each other. Maybe they can, like, you know, do more damage the more stuff you stack. And I don't know, maybe give Multiverse Supergirl some kind of damage boost if she's fighting one opponent. Just make the Multiverse team, like, somewhat. I don't care if they only do 1 billion damage. I just want them to do more than, like, a couple 100 million. Like, make them somewhat usable. One of my biggest grievances with this game, it's like so many cool characters, but if your favorite character is useless, you kind of have to wait to build them until you build the important ones, and the developers decide who the important ones are. Anyway, as for rewards, we got absolutely nothing. Thanks so much for watching. See ya!